Hi, it's me, Tim Dodd, the Everyday Astronaut. Welcome to Today-ish in Spaceflight History. Joining me this week is Jacob EQ.
Hey there.
Jacob, how are you?
Good to see you. Put her there.
Good to see you. You've been busy, huh?
I've been so busy. You too.
I've been very, very busy as
With
well.
some secrets, I hear.
Some secrets. We'll get to that really soon.
That's exciting.
Because today we have one of the ultimate missions ever. It's happened. It actually ended on the 17th, and that's why this is Today-ish in Spaceflight History. Today's the 18th. Close enough. But Apollo 13 ended on April 17th. 1970. I almost said 2017. 1970. And yeah, this is just one of those classic NASA missions where something went catastrophically wrong. And really, I think under most circumstances, 9 out of 10 times, had there not been the most brilliant people working the issues, the people would not have survived. The astronauts on board would not have survived.
It's crazy.
So we're going to go through all those details. There's a lot of cool things. I've been reading up and researching and making sure I'm fairly on top of this. There's a lot to learn. There's a lot to get into this. So you ready for this?
I love it.
All right, let's do it.
3, 2, 1, 0, and liftoff. One small step for man.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Did I finally cue the right video for the first time ever?
Somehow you accidentally cued the perfect video at the right time.
I did it. I actually transitioned out of that appropriately.
Wow.
Have you ever seen that before?
No, I've seen you duff it a bunch of times.
I think I've duffed it every single time. Okay, so those of you that don't know what we're doing here, I'm going to get into Kerbal Space Program, which is a fun, kind of like a simulator / game where you build rockets and you fly them and you take them to wherever you want to go. But we're going to recreate historical events. And Jacob knows nothing about rockets or space.
That's my secret, baby.
That's your secret sauce. You don't have the answers.
A regular guy.
You're just a regular guy.
Searching for the answers.
Looking for those answers.
I'm going to stack them in here once I get them, and then they'll probably fade away as soon as they get in there. But might as well have them.
You have too many kids. They push the answers back out of your head.
Too many kids?
That's well known. Too many kids. The
Yep.
Too Many Kids song.
Yep.
So here is a Saturn V we built in Kerbal Space Program. We're using the new. There's a new update called Making History, and we're using that. And we built a beautiful Saturn V. I am not using Realism Overhaul, even though people wanted me to play in Realism Overhaul. We'll get to lots of times where we do Realism Overhaul, but I think still for this mission, it'll just be easier and not Realism Overhaul.
Keep it stock.
Keep it stock. Keep it simple.
KIS.
Keep it stock.
Zero flame.
Stupid.
Are you saying you pulled an Apollo 13 at the start of the stream? And that's exactly right.
I may or may not have pulled an Apollo. I had to do a whole bunch of stuff, and then something happened, and
We almost lost the crew.
we almost lost him. And I had the description wrong. So I think we're just ready to fly this thing, because we're not going to build this. You can build this. These are all stock parts. Pretty plain and simple. Just nice and easy. Look at there. We got Chris saying hi. Let's read that. Chris, hey guy, how are you doing today? And I can't wait to find out the secret mission.
I think everybody is itching for the secret mission.
First off, thank you, Chris. I'm excited. I think they're going to find out. The general public, I think, will find out maybe Friday. If not, for sure, like Monday or Tuesday.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I thought it was weeks away.
Well, the premiere will be weeks away, but the actual release will be happening very soon. Our Patreons do have some good insight on this. May I also point out, thanks to our Patreon supporters, I now have a new computer.
Oh my gosh, and she is smooth as
Look
silk.
at this. It doesn't even think it's trying. I mean, I can outrun the Jim Jam on this thing.
You
Look
can't
at
see
that.
the lines, can you, Russ?
What's that from?
Nothing. I don't know.
All right. I say we just do this. We're gonna go through the Saturn V rocket. Still today, the tallest, most powerful rocket in existence. 111 meters, which is 363 feet tall. Puts out 7.5 million pounds of thrust.
Sounds about right.
Which I don't even know.
If I did the calculations quick, I would come up with that. It's a beautiful rocket.
It's the ultimate rocket.
It's a gorgeous monster.
It is. I say we just take off and we'll go through the mission.
Jeez.
You ready for this?
I'm so ready.
Can I get some launch music?
Sure. I thought you'd never ask.
I was about to never ask. will I be landing these stages with balloons? Unfortunately, Apollo 13 did not land with balloons. Otherwise, yes. This is a good launch song. Have you been practicing the launch songs?
I did this earlier tonight. I said I just want a real nice hot lick for tonight.
I'm ready. 3, 2, 1, hip, hip, fire, and then release. Look at this. Isn't this beautiful? Look at how it doesn't even... the computer doesn't even struggle. Look at this.
Doggy015, thanks for the donation.
Oh, Doggy, yeah. Oh, yes, I read that and didn't even thank you. Thank you. I will not be landing these with balloons. Do I have a Houston, we have a problem soundbite loaded? I don't, but you're going to have to... Can you do that for me?
Is this where Houston, we have a problem came in to play? Oh my gosh, I've blown it with the dumbest question ever on the history of these streams. This is where it came from?
You didn't know that?
Yeah, I did. I was checking to see if you did. Sometimes you gotta quiz the master, right? The master's not above learning.
Oh, this is why he's here. This is why you're here.
Everyday questionnaire, man.
You're the everyday questionnaire. You gotta ask those questions. Also, I did neuter this a little bit because this rocket's normally too powerful. So I gave it I kept the liquid fuel, but not proportionate amount of oxidizer. So it kind of performs more on par because Kerbal's too easy. This is not Earth. This thing would make mincemeat of Kerbal. So I kind of neutered it a little bit so that it kind of has the right timing and separations and stuff. A little bit, just for those of you that are curious. So here we go. We're coming up. I think we're gonna have stage separation here. Oh wait, this one I have fully fueled. So we're doing our thing, the gravity turn.
Great, man.
And this thing, can you imagine riding on top of a 36-story tall building?
On the outside?
That's how tall it is. You're up here in the very tippity top, 36 stories up.
Oh, in the capsule.
Yeah, in the capsule. Yeah, you're not on the outside.
Hanging on to that beautiful rocket thing at the end. That would be stressful to say the least.
I think that's a very fair assessment.
What is that thing, if you don't mind me asking?
What is what thing?
The little point. Is that just for looks?
This guy?
Yeah.
That's actually your launch abort tower. So if something were to go wrong, it would pull a capsule away from the vehicle. So the vehicle...
Does it have a little juice in it?
Oh, it's got a lot of... That will pull away at like 8 Gs.
Oh my god.
And you'll get...
Wow, she's glowing red hot. Is that okay?
That's fine. Look at
the sound waves breaking up.
It's kind of like going through max Q. Also, I'm just doing this for dramatic effect. Oh, here we go. Stage separation. You ready for this?
And back then, it was just throw that thing away.
Yeah,
that's garbage now.
It's just garbage now.
Oh, look at how you blasted it off with your...
Just blasted it off.
Look, I see you gimbling there a little bit, too.
Yeah, you see? You're getting the knowledge. Oh, Bradley, watch Tess at church. Friends have disowned you. Well, maybe get your friends excited about watching Tess, too, and they can join you at church next time. I don't know.
Sounds great.
Nothing wrong with mixing and matching a little bit. And Jackie Boy, Tim, you are my favorite YouTuber. Keep up the good work. I inspired you to get into rockets, and you went to the Falcon Heavy launch. That's awesome. Thank you very much, Jackie Boy.
Very nice thing to say.
That really is. That means a lot. I don't take that stuff lightly. That stuff means a lot to me. So, ready for the first thing that happened on Apollo 13? It was during this burn on the second stage.
All of a sudden, guys look like Tom Hanks. That's what I'm excited about.
They do kind of.
It was during this part of it? I thought it was...
They lost their center engine. Their inboard engine...
Gone.
It was doing pogo oscillations, which means it was like shaking up and down, like a pogo stick.
Probably throwing the whole thing off.
And it's starting to jar, and that creates these compression waves through the vehicle, and it's not sustainable. So they go, Houston, are we going to die up here? And they're like, nope, you're still go, because the other 4 engines were fine. So as long as they didn't lose another engine, they could just burn. They just burned basically till completion anyway, and they were fine. Bless you, though.
Bless me. Excuse me.
Look at that. So yeah, now we're getting up there.
And you've killed that middle engine, right?
Yeah, the middle engine's not burning anymore. Okay. She gone.
I thought that all the problems on Apollo 13 were on the way back in.
You'll see.
Okay.
You're gonna see. Way back in.
This is great.
The way back.
How about Chris Harris with that hot donation?
Look at that. The secret mission involves the Canadarm. Canadians rock. Without us, the ISS dies. It's very true.
Really? The Canadians stepped in.
Well, the Canadians have the arm that assembles and does everything basically on the International Space Station. Wow. If it wasn't for the Canadians.
Love the Canadians.
We'd be nowhere. I think that's true in life, just period.
If it weren't for Canada, you ain't doing nothing.
If what?
If it won't for Canada.
Yeah, if it won't for Canada. That's a well-known saying.
I think so.
So, here we go. We're almost into orbit. We are going for a nice... This will cut out here any second.
Is it just going to run out of juice? Is that why?
Yep. Oh, maybe. Wow, this is burning longer than... Okay, there we go.
Wow.
And now we're going to circularize using our... Oh, there goes our launch abort tower that was supposed to happen. That was actually supposed to happen during the second stage burn.
Was it an accidental launch? Abort?
So, it went off. Normally, that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to shoot off.
Just get out of here.
Get out of there because it's dead weight once you're basically in orbit.
It's just for the beginning.
Yeah. And so then they would normally like eject it like that.
I like how clean that thing looks. That is just so cool.
Isn't this sleek and sexy?
Yeah, one engine back there, gimbal.
Yep, just gimbal city. Oh, nice. It's not gimbal. Yeah, it is. Also, thank you. I need more space.
I need more space.
Thank you. That means a lot. So ready? We're gonna get up here. We have got to circularize those. So you notice how right now our orbit is up here, 355,000 meters.
Let's get that apoapsis down there.
No, our apoapsis we want up. We want to raise our lowest point, our periapsis. So we got to go up to our apoapsis, speed up a little bit.
Okay.
We'll circularize this
Sounds
baby.
Great.
And we're gonna fast forward because no one wants to watch.
They don't need to just fast forward to
the whole mission.
Yeah.
We'll just fast forward.
Crimson Interstellar with the donation. Thank you. Remember me. I love your streams. Keep them coming. Thanks, Crimson.
Thank Crimson.
Interstellar.
I like Crimson Interstellar.
Me too.
What a great person. Thank you.
It's a good name. Remember the movie Interstellar?
Oh,
we went together and it rattled my mind.
That about ruined you, didn't it?
Yeah, it was just too heavy for me. Great movie. Don't get me wrong, but just heavy stuff.
Yeah, it is heavy stuff. I gotta light this baby up. Go for ignition. Okay, so now we are circularizing. We're speeding up on that opposite point. You're gonna see this raising. See that?
That's our periapsis?
Yep, our lowest point, or perigee on Earth.
Okay.
And we're gonna get that out to about 300 or so as well, just to kind of make it a nice even circle.
Am I too late to ask what was the actual mission? Was this just a fact-finding mission?
They were going to the moon. So they were the Apollo missions were all designed to go to the moon, and obviously Apollo 11 was the
second to make it, the one that blew up.
Wait, what?
First one on the moon.
Yes.
Apollo 11, really?
Yeah.
Just that soon before this?
Yeah.
With Neil Armstrong.
With Neil Armstrong, you ever heard of him?
Oh yeah.
There's Neil, Buzz, and Michael.
Michael Johnson.
Sure. This one has Fred Hayes, Jim Lovell, and Jack Swigert. I believe. Wait, was it Swigert or was he the one that got replaced? Also, I want to boost the ambient lighting. I can't even see anything
we are
right
in the
now.
Dark.
Ambient light boost just a little. Yeah. Boom. Look at that. Now you can see a little. That's more appropriate.
Just get a little glimpse.
Okay, so now we have to do... So this was the third landing mission for the moon. They were going to the moon, and they were going to land on it, and it was going to do a lot of science.
Sloppy Top. Did you read Sloppy Top's thing?
No.
I'm in a Discord with my French Canadian friend at the moment. Who is that Neil guy? I think they're making fun of me for not knowing Neil Armstrong, maybe. Which is, that's fair. That's my job. It's fair. That's fair game.
Yeah,
Jacob. Know that I'm strong at heart and I can take it.
Strong heart, weak back.
My back goes.
Is it? I don't know. I just threw that in there.
It does. It hurts right now. Actually, it hurts.
Really?
Yeah. Usually in the spring.
Spring your back flares up.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that a thing?
I think it's in its anticipation for the warm weather, without actually getting the warm weather.
This is the dumb no.
Hashtag snow day.
Oh yeah, we had a snow day in April.
Crazy.
That's cabbage. Okay, so check this out. This is called a free return trajectory.
Okay.
So we're gonna do a burn at this point.
Okay.
It's gonna sling us out to the moon. We're gonna wrap around the moon and slingshot. And if say our engine were to not ignite, we'd actually go boop. The moon would sling us right back and actually get us back
with no fuel or no engine.
Fuel.
Man, that's so hard to understand.
It's a brilliant maneuver. And that way,
are you saying they actually circle the moon? Tight little circle around the moon?
Not a full circle, but they slingshot off the moon intentionally. And normally, right when they're like the lowest point of the moon, that's when they light the engines and get into lunar orbit.
So if something were to go wrong between here and the moon, they'd be like, "We're okay.
We're okay. We can come home. We'll still come home."
But if they're choosing to go to the moon, though.
Yes. Yep. So
to stop at the moon.
This would be where NASA would be like, "Hey, guess what? Your orbit looks great. You're in a good parking orbit. You're go for TLI."
Too little information.
Try again.
Touchdown landing Interstellar.
I need more of these. Give me another one.
Tomorrow lives in memories. In your memories.
In your memories. No, this is... That TLI is what every Apollo astronaut wanted to hear. And it means your go for trans-lunar injection.
Oh, going to the moon.
Going to the moon.
Getting in on that moon.
We're going to zip-zap you out to the moon.
Bradley L. Snow day. It was 90 degrees earlier. Yeah, where are you at, Bradley?
Yeah, come on.
You ain't in Iowa.
Yeah.
But
maybe he is.
Thanks for the down.
Maybe he has...
Maybe he's got a heat
shield.
A really hot room.
I don't know. And it's so hot it radiates outside.
Well, he didn't say outside. He said it was 90 degrees here earlier.
That's true. He could have been speaking of here.
In his house. He heated it up. Bradley, where are you, my man?
All right, we're going to fast forward here. We're going to get to this point where we do our TLI.
Hank Calder, Chris Hadfield. Yes.
Do you know who Chris Hadfield is?
I do. He's great. He was the guy that... He was in space for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Canadian guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think you did used him in one of your photo series.
Yes,
one of your photos.
But what is he famous for?
Playing the guitar. He's playing the guitar up in space.
What song?
David Bowie.
Yes. That's the most facts you've ever gotten right.
I love David Bowie. That's probably why.
Yeah.
Thunder Runner. Whoa.
Oh, Thunder Runner.
Sneaking in with a giant, with a bomb.
Can you read that to me before we
Love what you're doing. I've been interested in space for a while, but seeing the FH, that means Falcon Heavy, launch in person really motivated me. We saw the Falcon Heavy in person.
Let's do it.
It motivated me to want to become an aerospace engineer, but I still have a while before that.
Dang. That's great. Really, that is fantastic. That's really cool to hear.
Keep them dreams going.
Keep it going. And also, Elon Kerman.
Here's our boy Elon.
In Chicago, and it's snowing. Probably getting the snow we just had.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Hang in there. I think it's going to be nice by this weekend, at least for us.
It's not going to be 90. But
No, it won't be 90. But all right, so we want to do our burn halfway through. So it's going to be a 1 and 20 second long burn. We want to burn then at 40 seconds. So when we're 40 seconds away from that, so we burn for 40 seconds in front of that point and 40 seconds behind that point.
Everyone in the Discord is talking about the Canadarm.
Canadarm. 3, 2, 1, hip, hip.
Hip, hip. I can't wait to see what they're talking about.
You don't know what the Canadarm looks like?
I mean, it's like a robotic arm that worked. And so what does the International Space Station have to do with this? Are they going to rendezvous?
No, but somehow Canada came up, and I don't know why. No, the International Space Station wasn't made until the the 90s, basically.
Got it.
Late 90s, really. Yeah. So I'm not entirely sure why.
Go home.
Hey, new sponsor, Bradley. Thank you for being a sponsor.
That's pretty
Bradley L. Thank you very much.
Top says thanks for the snow. More guitar music, please. Sure.
Oh yeah, we got to get some coasting.
Sure, man.
We're about to coast out into space. I need to as soon as I do cutoff here.
Yeah.
You're gonna have 28 seconds. I need you to do some beautiful. Because that's we're gonna be weightless. We're floating. Okay. I'm gonna need it, but don't start it yet.
Okay.
You have 20 seconds.
I'll build up to it.
Okay. Get ready. Okay. Here we go. 10 seconds. So far, I don't like that note. You better do something better than that. That was garbage.
Like the note A?
3, 2, 1, hip, hip, stop. We are now floating. I'm going to burn just a little longer. Just a little. Wow. Look at that. And our free return trajectories. Just doing a little maneuver here so that if we fail, we come back in at 30.
Canadarm. Thanks,
that's Canadarm. Also, thank you. I need more space for your tip. Look at that. We are now heading to the moon. Are you happy with this?
No, I'm trying to work it out on the fly, man.
Work what out on the fly?
It's just the feel of this thing. It's just not coming together. I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna go minor sevens, major 7 chords. That's gonna do it for us.
Yeah, we need space.
That's not it.
You've never fallen short on music before.
I'm so into this mission, man.
That's good. That's good because you're about to get really into this mission.
This is some crazy stuff happening.
Yeah, some crazy stuff is about to happen.
Oh boy.
I hope you're ready for this. So, soon after they do their translunar injection,
TLI, baby.
TLI, they go for what I think is probably one of the coolest parts of the whole mission. You ready for this?
Yeah.
They go for lunar module extraction.
Get me out of here.
Ready?
Wait, they... now they just have that one thing. Basically, their capsule and a little juice.
So, we have to target this.
Why did they do this? Was this part of the plan?
Yes, mostly because the people need to be on top, and the people need to have an escape no matter what. The humans on board, you know what I mean?
So nothing's gone wrong yet, really, except
Nope.
for that first engine thing.
Yep, first engine's the only thing that's gone wrong. So now we're gonna zip back to we're gonna extract our lunar excursion module, that little thing that landed on the moon, the LEM.
Okay.
We have to pull it out of that third stage, that upper stage. They did this because the other option would be like, say they put it behind the heat shield or like inside of here or something, then there'd be a hole in the heat shield. They don't want to do that, so they made it so you have to dock to it.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So
you have to extract this thing from the thing that they... That seems... There's got to be a better way. This seems so dangerous.
But really, it's not that... It's actually not that dangerous, because if this doesn't go well, it's not like they're going to crash into it. If it doesn't go well and say it totally flops, then they don't go to the moon, but they're not going to die. You know what I mean?
They're about to make contact with the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is it really? You think it really happened that slow?
A lot slower than that in real life. Now we have the lunar module. We're docked with it. We can transfer people back and forth, but we actually need to decouple the third stage, and we're gonna pull this baby right out of here.
Oh my gosh!
Cool, right?
The Kerbals are in. I'll tell you that.
They are. This is so
Jedediah,
far
Bill, Bob. They are freaking
swimming
out Tom Hanks style.
A huge success. Also, Jackie Boy, Tim. Also, all your friends watch. You know, I did not know that. Thank you. Hi, and thank you to Jackie Boy's friends for watching as well.
Jackie Boy's friends. Jackie Boy's friends. Jackie Boy's friends. Jackie Boy's friends.
I'm gonna make sure that I didn't ruin our. Okay, so
Our trajectory.
Yeah,
because
we did a little bit.
Get off when you do that.
Kind of those maneuvers and stuff.
Okay.
So I'm gonna make sure that Jackie Boy's friend. I like Jackie Boy's friend.
Oh, you liked it?
Yeah, that was great.
Well, I gotta read some stuff from,
Okay.
from your Patreon supporters. From the
That's
Discord channel. Are these Patreon supporters?
Yeah. So in order to get into the Discord channel, you have to be a Patreon supporter.
How would Jackie Boy do that?
Well, I don't know if Jackie Boy needs to. Jackie Boy might be a Patreon supporter already.
Well, if he's not, what would Jackie Boy do?
Patreon.com/everydayastronaut.
Oh, cool.
And then you can gain access to the Patreon, to the Discord channel.
Without giving anything away, I just want to ask you this. I mean, Patreon supporters, you use their input on the kind of content that you put out when you're making videos.
Yeah.
And even maybe some of the secret mission stuff.
All the Patreon people know the secret mission stuff.
They know?
They know it all. I even told them literally thing by thing by thing, day by day.
You're kidding me.
No, they all know.
Congrats to them for keeping it
I
quiet.
treat them as investors, man. I treat them as investors.
That's pretty awesome.
Because they are. They're the ones that invest in what I do and make it possible. So you're right.
Wow.
They're investors. They make the show. They get this new computer. Boom. How great, by the way. We have the graphics freaking cranked, and it's not even an issue.
Silk Road.
Silk smooth. Silk smooth.
Silky
Smoothie. Woo! All right. I think it's time. So now we're gonna coast out. Their work is pretty much done for a while, and they're just gonna head. They're gonna say goodbye, Earth or Kerbin. Jackie Boy's friends. Jackie Boy's friends. Jackie Boy's friends. Jackie Boy's friends. Jackie Boy's friends.
Thank you, Jackie's friends.
Jackie Boy's friends. Jackie Boy's friends.
Jackie Boy's friends.
Jackie Boy's friends. Jackie Boy's friends. All right. So what we're gonna do? When we get it, they were 200,000 miles away from Earth.
Mamacita.
When the thing happened, so let's see. This is 11,000 meters. So apparently the moon. So we'll go like 4/5 of. Okay, so we'll get to like 800 or 8 million meters, 8,000 kilometers. I don't know. So here we go. We're gonna go out to like 8,000, and then we're gonna do this thing that they had to do. They're kind of just getting ready. They're getting close to that moon. Okay, here we go. This is probably equivalent to about where they were. So look at how far away they are from the moon, and look how far away Earth is. Can you imagine being that far away?
You have nothing to hang on to.
There's nothing.
You're almost literally in space.
Well, I'm glad you laughed after that, because I was about to just lose it on you. Gosh, yes.
I'm trying to play something suspenseful. I hope this works for you.
I hope so too. Also, thank you, Red Hakrishna. Red Hakrishna. Thank you very much. Thank you for the tip, and also you're welcome for showing you how to do a free return. I don't actually know if it's exactly right, but it's pretty much like that. Thank you. So, at some point, they're kind of just going through checklists, just kind of doing their thing, And NASA goes, hey, we're going to need you to stir. So there's oxygen tanks on board, right? We're going to need you to stir them just to make sure that there's not like cryogenic buildup. It's a totally normal thing. And they say, hey, guys, we need you to stir the oxygen tanks. And I believe it was Fred Hayes goes, sure, no problem. Or was it Swigert? Or who's the other one? Let me see if I even wrote this down.
Q Tom Hanks.
Q Tom Hanks.
We have a problem.
And boom! Oopsies. Boom!
Lost a heat shield.
They blew up a huge old oxygen tank and basically rendered this entire service module 100% useless.
Exposed to the elements.
Exposed, and they blew up their oxygen tanks. And their oxygen tanks, not necessarily breathable oxygen, but this is what
it's for the fuel.
It's for the fuel. Without the oxygen tanks, they're
sweating
gone
right now.
Not only that powered through fuel cells. See these fuel cells here? There are 3 of them. It blew out 2 of them, and the fuel cells need at least 100 psi out of like 1,000 in order to operate. And there's only like 3 oxygen tanks. They lost 2 of them, and the other one was bleeding. And they're just sitting there going, if we lose, we're gonna lose power. If we have no power, we're going to freeze to death, have no communications, nothing. Can you imagine that far away from home? So yeah, that's the situation here. Also, I need more space.
So scary.
You simulate the 2 crew making a new CO2 scrubber. I can try. We can talk about that.
A way to extinguish the CO2 from the capsule?
Yeah.
This is crazy stuff.
This is going to be crazy stuff.
I gotta watch this movie.
It's great, actually. It still holds up really, really well. Well, I mean, it's Ron Howard.
Ron, man.
So Ron's not going to dick around, So here's what's going to happen. First of all, this is the command module that the 3 of them are basically in this. This is their way home. This is the only thing that can survive going through re-entry. The Lunar excursion module, although it's a really cool little spacecraft, is only meant for space. It would fall apart the second it touches air, basically, It's a really weak, it's so thin you can poke your finger through some parts of it.
So if it breaks up, it's going to tear everything apart on its way, probably.
And they need this to be able to survive. This has their parachutes, heat shield, everything needed to actually physically get home from space. So this is dying. This is literally.
Can you show me on the map where they're at? They still are nowhere near the moon. Halfway probably.
Yeah, they're probably around halfway or so. Maybe a little. They're more like 3/4 or something. So they're way out there, way out there. And that was the decision: do we try to return them home right now? They could change their trajectory right now. Do a burn on using the engine that's supposed to land them on the moon. They could use that to push them back home. But they actually realized it'd be faster to try to do this
to go ahead
return
and do the
trajectory. It's actually quicker.
That's where math comes in.
That's where all the math comes in. Yep.
Gotta have them numbers.
Gotta have those numbers. And literally tons of people are sitting there crunching all that stuff on slide rulers, by the way, or like whatever they're called. Calculators like that, slide rulers? I don't even know. Abacus cadavericus. No idea. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
So the first thing they had to do, since this was bleeding, since the command module was bleeding, the first thing they had to do is they needed all the guidance. Because yes, it's great to know. Houston can kind of know where they are. They can kind of track them using the Doppler effect and things like that. They can physically know where they are, but these guys need to know where they're pointing. And this has gimbals that tell them where they're pointing, but that's about to die. So they had to transfer all of the information that was in here onto the Lunar excursion module. so the lunar excursion module knows where it's pointing as well. Because if you don't know where you're pointing, you can know where you are, but if you are going to make a maneuver and you're say you're 2 degrees off, you start burning 2 degrees off, that's a huge difference.
You're going to land on Saturn.
Yeah, maybe not quite, but you're not going to go where you want to go. Also, thank you, Bradley. He wants an Everyday Astronaut and Jacob AQ collab on SoundCloud.
We should just spend an afternoon.
We could knock out so much stuff.
Really dig into something.
We could do all of our best hits, like Zip Zap
gosh.
Speed.
Or we could just focus on one song and really blow people's doors minds.
Mind, their door minds. Mind doors.
Their ears.
Their mind doors.
It's all about them numbers. You gotta use a number
on the slide.
Kiss. Baby, give me them numbers.
Oh, so they did that. They transferred all of the systems over and poof, electric charge went out here. So now these guys all go like this. Hey, we're gonna transfer over to here. And
they're gonna get in the lunar module.
They're gonna get in the lunar module because they could run the lunar module.
You mean the
Oh, I can't get all 3 of them in there in here.
Oh my gosh.
Because in real life, it's only meant for 2 people.
To get into the modules. There's no laps and stuff. Bob, Jedediah, Bill, they're about to be uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah. And really cold. Really cold.
And why do they have to get in there?
So they had to get in there because that's the only thing that could stay on. They had to turn all this stuff down in the command module.
To conserve.
Yeah, and actually I think part of it too is if they all huddled in a smaller area.
Warmer.
Heat, yeah. Well, thank you from Marmoth409. Sorry you can't give more. No problem. Thank you for saying hi. Love from Mexico.
Oh, baby. We don't even know how much that is. Oh,
about $1.
He spelled that out. Literally.
Yeah.
No pun intended. It was Lovell or Swigert. One of those guys were up in there.
There's Swigert, Lovell, and I already named them all. No. That was Apollo 10. 11. Okay, Jack Swigert, Fred Hayes, and Jim Lovell.
Which one was Tom Hanks, do you know?
He was Jim Lovell, Commander Jim Lovell. He's he flew 2 Gemini missions. He was the first person to ever, or one of the first 3 people to ever fly around the moon. So he didn't get a land on it on Apollo 8.
He's no stranger to the moon.
No stranger to the moon. He's been there, done that. The other 2 were rookies. Okay, so here's what they're going to do. We're going to pretend like when this whole thing went down, it totally changed our trajectory. So I'm going to just totally wonk it for a second, like this, and see what we do. Oopsies. Why? Oh, I haven't turned this on yet. Just to screw us up, I'm just going to do this. And we'll pretend that, oh God, we gotta, look at this. So right now, we're going to miss the moon. Actually, I may have made more of an issue than I wanted to make. Sometimes, but here's what we're going to do.
I never say never when it comes to you and playing this game. I just want you to know that. Jackie Boy's friends. Jackie Boy's friends. I'd like to say hi to David, one of Jackie Boy's very close friends.
I like all of Jackie Boy's friends. Hey, David.
Jackie Boy's friend.
How are you? I'm glad that you're Jackie Boy's friend. So we're going to make a little adjustment maneuver backwards using the Lunar Excursion Module's descent engine. And we're going to do our maneuver here.
That thing was made to just land softly on the moon.
Yeah.
And instead they're using it to propel a whole craft through.
Oh, I don't know what's happening now. Why is this rotating? Houston, we have a problem.
Uh-oh. Hold me, Tom Hanks. Hold me closely.
Hold me, Tiny Hanks.
Hold me, Tiny Hanks. Can't do it.
Why is this all sorts of wonk? Oh, maybe it's because, well, I'm not going to control from here. I'm going to make this hard on myself. Oh. There we go. Perfect. Okay, we are back in the position we need to be in. So let's go slingshot around that darn moon. What do you say? Oh, why'd it go dark? Are we in the shadow of something? Oh, yeah, we're in the shadow of the Earth. That was an eclipse.
That's pretty cool.
And here comes the moon. I mean, it happens. Yeah. Something's wrong with the stream. Some people are having issues with the stream. There's this tweaking out. I don't see any. I don't know. Maybe.
Oh no. Is it me? Is my play?
Yeah, I think it's your guitar. Yeah.
Dang it! I'm sorry, guys.
You should Really?
Could have put it down for a while. It's messed up the stream.
That's definitely what it is. Huh. If you're having issues with the stream, just hit refresh. Look, we're even having issues on our replay. Interesting.
What is going on? This was YouTube early on was acting kind of goofy.
Yeah, YouTube's been. I've been having problems with YouTube lately.
Come on, YouTube.
Come on, YouTube. But there, try reloading. If you need to reload, just reload. And we'll be here.
We'll be here.
We'll be here. I'll be there.
Whoa, you can't do that.
Oh.
We'll be there.
So normally, if this was a normal moon mission, when they get to here, they would have lit up that engine and gone into lunar orbit. And then these, this little...
Still, stuff is not done. Stuff is not done being bad, is what you're about to tell me.
Well, the moon was off the table because they were worried about getting home.
Oh, no. But are they still planning on using that moon to get into that orbit?
Yeah, so the moon is still going to slingshot them here. You can kind of see that.
I see.
And that is changing their orbit, and they're going to get home. That's kind of not... It was a lot more complicated than that, but the scariest thing was they had enough oxygen on board to live actually for like a couple extra days. That's so weird. People are having a problem again.
That sucks. It's the CO2 is the problem here, isn't it?
Yeah.
They were going to die from inhaling their own
CO2. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? I'm nervous that no one's even able to watch this right now. Let's see if refreshing it helps. Man, I don't know what's wrong with the stream. Huh. Who dares to dislike? There we go. Yeah, just exit, refresh,
reload it,
do some stuff.
It's not us. We got the fastest computer in America right now,
and some great internet.
Cedar Falls, Iowa internet. We've talked about it before. I don't want to get into it. Best in the world.
Best in the world. We got gigabit. We're going 10 gig this year.
10 gig.
10 gig.
Internet.
What do you guys have, huh?
Oh my gosh.
What do you have? Maybe we should move to Cedar Falls. Just saying.
Move here.
Oopsies.
Oh, H.T. O'Hagan.
There. That's cool. Sitting there looking at us on their screen. On their big screen. 4K, I think.
Oh.
Isn't that cool?
That's great.
All right. Ooh. Have I seen the 1/48th scale Falcon Heavy model from Ollie Braun?
Sloppy top. Thanks, man. What was this?
They want to know if I've seen the 148th.
Oh, from Ollie Braun.
Oh, 148th. Yes, I have. These are 177th. 148th is huge.
Oh, it's closer
he
to
made
the actual size.
He made a even bigger one.
Oof.
Yeah, which I will not get. I wish, though. Thank you, Thunder Runner. I wish I could get that.
Thunder Runner.
In our stream.
I wish I would have thought of that, because I would have called myself Thunder Runner instead of Jacob EQ.
Yeah.
Thunder Runner is hot.
That's a great name. Yeah, Jacob EQ. Still a bad name, maybe.
He's a Thunder Runner.
And what do you think these are?
Those
Baguettes? Hot dogs. Corn dogs. Mini corn dogs.
Look like mini corn dogs or Minions without the overalls. I watch a lot of kids movies.
Minions without the overalls. Maybe they are.
Those have got to be like where they store their fecal matter.
Yeah, something like that. I don't really know. In real life, these are just, or in this game, they're fuel tanks. They're kind of supposed to be fuel and oxygen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And doo-doo storage.
How is that sconce? I don't want to get into the technicalities of this. How is that sconce still maintaining its position, being tethered to nothing? Can anyone explain how that wall sconce is keeping its?
Well, there's two that are floating.
They're just there. They're sconcing.
They're
They're sconcing at the
sconcing.
right speed to just stay in that same place. They're smart sconce.
They're smart sconce. They have their own little attitude control, and if they need to adjust to be perfect, yeah, they're just floating along perfectly.
Coming in 2019 from Nest, the smart sconce.
It'll float off your wall forever, even if you accelerate.
At an incredible rate.
Okay, so you ready for this? Mm-hmm. We're gonna kind of. So now they're sitting there going, "Uh-oh."
Mozzarella sticks. Oh, that's funny.
We're gonna get you guys home.
Clearly.
We're gonna be down to like an hour or two worth of electricity and all these other scary things.
Oh my gosh.
The biggest thing that they're worried about was CO2 was building up.
How do they know? They could have a hard time breathing.
They have meters that read CO2 because they don't actually they recycle the air over and over and over. Really.
Okay.
They provide a little extra burst of oxygen when necessary, but CO2 doesn't actually make it hard to breathe. You can breathe it in all day. You start getting sleepy.
So they're like ready for naps.
I think so. And NASA goes, we have to start scrubbing out more CO2 from the atmosphere, because here's the deal. The CO2 scrubber that they were using that was online
in their capsule.
In this is only meant for 2 people for 2 days. They had 3 people in there for 4 days.
Oh my gosh.
So from basically 4 to 12 if you do, 2 times 2 or 2 times
12 is 24.
I don't know.
Whatever.
Or two people 2 days, 4 people 3 days. 3 people 4 days. Yeah. 4 and 12.
You could set up as fractions 2 over 2 and 3 over 4. That wouldn't work.
Look at you.
Would it?
I don't know.
I don't think it does.
Something like that.
Gotta have the numbers.
Someone's got those numbers.
Gotta have them at.
So what they did, the problem was the scrubbers that were inside here were circular. They're these circular, like, discs, basically. It's like big. Think of like a pool, like a hot tub filter.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The canister was like that. The canisters in this thing were square.
Oh, they couldn't.
Square peg, round hole.
They couldn't harvest them from.
They couldn't swap them out.
Oh gosh.
So NASA on the ground. This is the classic. Like, we have stuff to do. We have to fix this.
Smart guys, get to work.
Smart. Everyone, just get working. Get working. So they took the square one. They wrapped it in some plastic. Used like cardboard and lots of duct tape and these hoses from their suits, and they found a way to like plug it in, and poof, it started working right away.
You're kidding me.
It saved them, and that gave them enough time to get all the way back home, just like this. Wait, look at them falling back to Earth. Look at this. Can you imagine seeing the Earth get bigger and bigger, and you're freezing?
Feels so good.
With 2 of your friends, you're freezing though. And also, the radiators, they didn't have enough energy to really push the radiators to cool off the electronics, so they went into something called a passive spin or something like this, where it just literally rotisserie. So different parts of the spacecraft get warmed up
by the sun,
and then they cool off on the backside.
They did that on purpose.
Yeah.
These guys are so smart.
Oh, dude, they're genius. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So they did this on the way home, which is great. All right, let's keep going. Movie night, get that Tom Hanks going. I think we're ready to re-enter here. Oh, look, there's the square peg.
Oh my gosh.
This is the real picture.
I was like, yeah, that's not Gary Sinise.
The Gary Sinise was. Oh, this is another thing that's crazy about. You want to know some crazy facts about Apollo 13? The day it happened, or it took off at 1313. The day it happened was April 13th. Isn't that crazy? Lots of 13s.
A lot of 13s.
Also,
Apollo 13. How about the one in the name?
Yeah, Apollo 13.
Jeez.
Also, Gary Sinise, who was I don't remember his actual name.
Jimmy Swaggart.
No, because he didn't end up going. He contacted the measles. He came in contact with someone that had the measles.
Oh, no.
He hadn't had it before, so they had to pull him because they couldn't afford to have him getting the measles in space. Space measles are way worse than ground measles.
They get super red.
Even redder. Yeah, and so they couldn't risk that. So they put the backup guy, which was Jack Swigert, which was in the movie. Who's that guy from season 2 of that?
Kevin Bacon.
What? How'd you know?
6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, baby. He's in everything.
He's in everything. Are you serious? How'd you know? Do you remember him in the movie?
I actually do have a memory of watching, I think, this part at the end where it's getting really dark. Like, it's getting scary.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that part of the movie.
And then the other one is Bill Paxton?
Bill Paxton, yeah. From Twister.
Filmed
in Iowa, baby. Iowa.
Was it filmed in Iowa?
In parts of Iowa.
I thought it just took place in Iowa.
No, I've been to the house where in the final scenes there. I've been to that house. It was a party.
Dang.
Just kidding. No, it's a
Mattingly. Ken Mattingly, I believe.
Got the measles, and that was Gary Sinise, and he didn't go.
He didn't go. But he did a lot of the testing on the ground. So like he would test.
So he's still in the movie.
Oh,
I was like,
he was still in the movie.
Role for you, buddy.
And he in the real life worked really, really hard to. He was one of those people like staying up all night. You know, these were his people. You know,
friends.
Literally, his crew people, crewmates.
What wouldn't you do for your crewmates?
Oh, you know what I wouldn't do? I don't know what I would do. I don't know.
I would do anything for my crewmates. I don't want to do that.
All right. Yeah, he saved their butts in The Sims. I like how that was. Sort of Meatloaf.
Saved their butt in The Sims.
Like they was playing Sims, the game, the computer game.
Shutting down non-critical machines, says SG Trock. Sergeant
Rock.
Sloppy Top. Hayes got sick, didn't he? Oh, it was Hayes. Evan says yes.
Oh. Fred Hayes got sick.
I have a name wants to know if you have to tell Jacob about Australia and their work on the radios.
Their work on the radios?
Australia, did they kick in and help? I love when it becomes a global... This is what I do love about space, and you've said before. It becomes a global mission. Everybody is piping in. It's like... Mm-hmm.
Even Russia.
Or
the USSR, the Soviet Union, said, if they land in our waters, we're going to return them to you.
In pieces.
No. Oh. But that's the kind of stuff that just...
That's awesome.
Oh. So you know what they did? Space Measles song. Michael, thank you for the tip. Wants to hear a Space Measles song. Is this your Space Measles song? Space Measles. No, I don't think so. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. The reason, by the way, they decoupled their service module. Bye-bye service module. But they didn't want to do that the whole way in space because they didn't know if it'd crack the heat shield and stuff like that. Micrometeors, all that stuff. Yeah. And then they all got inside here. I want to make sure our crew's all in here. Okay, cool. And they decoupled from here. Ready for this?
I've been feeling under the weather. Tiny red bumps. Oh damn! Gotta get to space soon. What do I do?
What do you do?
I've been.
I'm gonna make sure we're
dreaming of this moment.
Why isn't trajectories working?
Since I was a child. Now I can't go because I got space needles. Oh man.
Shouldn't have got. Oops.
Oh, a little premature on that. I think we're just flying over Africa.
Africa.
Antarctica.
Jackie boy, thank you for the tip.
Jackie, man. Jackie's friend.
Okay. Oh, that's all. It's true. I forgot there's a typhoon warning in part of the landing zone.
Oh my gosh. You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah. They just had endless.
Just one thing after the other. This reminds me of the trip that I took in 8th grade to California on an Amtrak. One thing.
Oh, oopsies. Man, I gotta undock.
Oh, baby.
I forgot to undock this.
I'm surprised how long that nylon structure has lasted in this extreme heat.
We'll see. Ooh, why is this?
They moved back into their capsule, obviously, right?
Yeah, I got them here. Don't worry.
Did they refit the? Oh, look at your thing blowing up back there. That was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool.
Did they refit the CO2 scrubbers back into the original?
They had some still there. Yeah.
And now it's like what minutes? They're minutes from getting home now.
Yeah.
So now it's like, who cares about CO2? Let's take a nap and just forget this whole thing.
Probably. But they were nervous that the heat shield would have got damaged during that explosion right underneath it.
They still don't know.
And
there's
no one knows.
NASA to know because it's not like they have cameras up there.
Exactly.
Which maybe they should think about that. I don't know, later.
Well, they didn't even learn that. They didn't even learn that lesson from Columbia when something struck and they had a space shuttle up there for 10 days or whatever.
They reviewed the video to figure it out, right?
And then they.
Is it true that they knew and they didn't want to tell the crew?
Kind of. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, are we not going to return?
Oh, baby.
Oh, no.
What's that? Is that it?
That is our...
apoapsis.
So, we really got to start slowing down here.
You're going to overshoot it?
We might overshoot it. And then be stuck in space longer, which was a huge concern.
Oh, are we not even entered yet? We're not even back in yet, are we?
Make sure. We are re-entering right now. Why is it not wanting to stay... Oh, do I need to, control from here or something?
Is it okay if I ask how you're gimbal? How would it gimbal at this point?
They actually would still have little thrusters and stuff.
Sconces, little wall sconces,
little interior wall sconces.
Oh, okay, like a sort of a clamshell.
Sure, like a clamshell. Yeah.
Jackie boy, you crazy.
Yeah, it might be. We might have been a little too shallow on a return, which could be very bad.
Curb Africa. Slapped up like Curb Africa. Evan wants to know where the LEM legs locked in place.
When? Like, in real life? I think they didn't extend the LEM legs ever. The LEM legs could extend.
Was that the thing that you accidentally extended on the rover thing?
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what that is.
And then we got...
We're gonna go around again.
Angle of return looks a little bit too shallow. I think.
Yeah.
I think we're...
Yeah, I might have derfed it a little bit. Because we're not gonna... Although we are slowing down quite a bit. We might not be doing a splashdown. We might be landing on top of a mountain.
Did they land in the water?
They landed in water, yeah. Almost everything lands in water, really. Okay, we're gonna be okay.
We're a long ways away from our station, though, away from home.
But yeah, but normally they don't really. They splash down
wherever.
Typically, in the Pacific Ocean. So even though they take off the Atlantic coast, they would still splash down in the Pacific Ocean. The LEM legs are retracted in the fairings on the booster. Yep, that's exactly right, Allison. All right, so here we go.
Allison Cornish, is she a local person?
Nope.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, there's a Cornish here.
Cornish, Eric, and Disa. They can hear me. I don't know. You know what I'm happy about? As usual, my boys came home safe. So far, so good, right?
Yeah, so far.
It's not over yet, right?
It's not over because right now I might be making a mistake of they're probably going to go back into space and do another lap, which probably would have been too much time and killed them in real life.
But our Kerbals, they can breathe whatever.
They can breathe all they want, whenever they want.
CO2, they can take the O2.
Yeah, and they can last. They don't get cold or sad.
Here comes Paul Jr., my baby Paul Jr. He's really late to the party.
He's very late to the party. Paul, you are.
Paul, let me give you a quick rundown. Do you mind?
No.
I didn't know anything about Apollo 13 other than the fact that Tom Hanks was the star. I learned very quickly that Houston, we have a problem, is from this mission. I think that rendered me absolutely idiotic to anyone else watching the stream. We went through all of the rigmarole of Apollo 13, the historical flight, and now we are desperately trying to make contact with the ground.
Yes, we are re-entering part 2.
Meanwhile, we sang about Jackie Boy's friends.
Jackie Boy's friends.
We sang about numbers and math, and we had a beautiful ballad about space measles.
Space measles. You learned about square peg round hole.
Oh, square peg round hole, baby.
Mm-hmm. That was a real issue and a real solution. A real solution. Jackie Boy would like to know, can I go on your Discord? Yeah, I actually don't even know how to get people on there that aren't Patreon members because it's all automated on Patreon.
Why don't we pop a link up there? Can we throw a link somewhere? Discord?
It's like all a private server thing.
So go to patreon.com/everydayastronaut.
Mm-hmm.
That's your Instagram,
the only way I really know how to get people in there. Yeah.
I'm not you got a strong bouncer. There's only one way through that door, and it's through Patreon.
That's true. That is true. So here we go. We are coming up. It's going to survive. We're going to be landing on some mountains. That could be really bad. Can you imagine if they had landed on mountains in real life? Like, what if you just landed in the Himalayas?
Maybe if you hit it just right, you just ski down like a James Bond movie. One that I saw once.
And we're going to pull this drogue chute. That's the first parachute. Did it not? Okay, there it is. So there's always a blackout as you re-enter anyway. So NASA's sitting there. Everyone's just crapping their pants. They don't know. Bless you.
I don't know what's up with these sneezes tonight. I'm embarrassed.
Maybe it's a sneeze issue.
It could be
sneeze issue.
A sneeze issue. I could be just nervous about the intensity of this. This has been one of our more serious. I mean, when you're dealing with historical events where people almost died.
Yeah,
I feel like there's a lot of weight on this stream tonight.
This is a dense one. This is
dense. I almost feel like not being funny.
Well,
if it's even possible.
But we
It's impossible.
It's impossible. Ready for this?
Yeah.
Cut the drogue. Let those mains fly, baby.
Oh, Neuropilot says they can manually invite people.
The
Double parachute.
Triple parachute. Sorry.
Oh, I didn't even see the 3 of them.
Yeah. 3.
They look like little cute stocking caps my kids have.
They kind of look like beanies.
Little beanies.
Yeah.
And they need them. It's snowing out there.
Well, if they're really high up, yes. But luckily, here's the deal. I have these offset, so they're gonna land very much on their side.
So far, I feel like we're okay. Bob, Bill, Jedediah. Count your lucky stars.
Here we go.
Is that it? Is that touchdown?
No.
Oh.
But it is full. The chutes
Our
are fully
beanies have
deployed. Yeah, exactly.
Now, can we radio in at this point and say, hey, we're going to need some help because now we're going to starve out in the Himalayas?
Yes. They would absolutely be like, hey, guys.
We're getting attacked
We're back.
by a Himalayan,
Mountain
lion.
goat?
Goat.
Which do you think would be more dangerous, a Himalayan mountain lion or a Himalayan mountain goat?
I don't want to get eaten by a Himalayan mountain lion, but I don't want to get eaten by a Himalayan mountain goat. I think both would be pretty nasty. Don't do it. I don't want to get eaten by a Himalayan mountain lion or goat. Come on. Himalayan mountain lion. Himalayan mountain lion. I just want to get home to my warm bed. I got a little bump on my head. Wow. That looks like a putting green. That is gorgeous on this new computer.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Yeah. Hey, my boys came home safe. Congrats, man. Great mission.
Apollo 13.
Houston, we have a problem, but you know what?
We have the solution.
We have a solution. Houston,
We have the Himalayan mountain lion.
we got a Himalayan mountain lion clawing at our capsule. But guess what?
I don't
We
care.
got some little space foods to feed it out the window.
I don't care. That's what... Oh. Look at his
Houston,
arm.
we have another problem. Jedediah has just broken his neck. He fell out of the capsule from 3 feet. Because he doesn't have any knees, he was unable to brace his fall, and now he's got a concussion.
Oh, but look at he woke up. He's gonna plant a flag.
He don't care. Put that everyday astronaut flag up.
I hope I did this in my new computer. I think I did.
Please be everyday
Oh,
astronaut.
yeah.
It is. Look at you.
Site name, Apollo 13.
Name
Now we're
it.
gonna do thanks, Michael, Jackie Boy, Thunder Runner,
Can I just? I've just been chomping at the bit to make a
Patreon
80s metal song called
patrons,
Thunder Runner.
Marmoth. I hope I can fit everyone in here. Bradley. I need more space because this is run out. By the way, I think I did that one time. Maybe it's only that one time. Bradley Graham. I need more space. And Rahashna Sharma.
It's the Thunder Runner.
Bradley again.
See no blunder.
But I'm gonna do that again. Bradley L. Elon.
It's the Thunder Runner. That is so good that I have to stop because that was so perfect. It's the Thunder Runner.
Chris Harris.
This ain't no blunder. I come from down
15.
under.
And Chris is
From under.
Islam. Sweet. We did it.
They call me Thunder Runner. Thunder Runner. They call me Thunder Runner.
That's great.
That was like maybe my favorite moment ever.
Thunder Runner?
I feel like that is where that wasn't a fart. It was just my back hitting.
I'm
the
sure it
leather.
was, definitely.
It's where we just came together and we meshed.
Into Thunder Runner.
And it was there's no need to communicate what was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen, and you knew
Yeah, I know it was going to happen. But also, can I say I actually might have been a bigger fan of Himalayan Mountain Lion?
That's pretty good.
I think that was a great song. I want to
nice.
listen to that
Thank
later.
you.
Well, we're going to say thanks to all these people. They are now immortalized. Is that what you'd say?
Well, as long as they can make it to the Himalayas.
I want to read it. Oh, that's so cool.
That's a cool plaque, man. Now, let me ask you this. This is stupid. But if Paul Jr. flew some mission out to this Himalaya mountain, he wouldn't be able to find your plaque.
No.
Wouldn't that be cool?
There's mods to make it so it is like
a community.
A multiplayer thing. Almost like a...
Wouldn't that be cool?
Like Grand Theft Auto. But for Kerbal. Can you imagine? No, because all it would be is people like...
Just slamming it into each other.
Slamming into each other.
What if you could just invite like a certain amount, like your Patreon?
I think you can do that.
That would be cool. If your Patreons could have access to...
This world.
And then they could, on their own, they could run missions to try to find this plaque. And
Thunder Runner.
And Space Measles.
Man, the graphics. I'm so excited.
I love the new dig.
I'm so happy that we have this. It's going to make editing a lot faster, too.
Paul Jr., I was just using you because you're such a familiar name. And it keeps looking like... I see that name, and it looks like my last name. I'm not going to say what that is, but it looks like my last name.
Yeah, it does kind of... Yeah. Well, I think that's a massively successful mission.
That was so cool.
It's one of my favorites.
I gotta get back and watch that movie.
Yeah, you're going to watch the whole thing, and you're not going to be able to turn away because it was fantastic.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. That's going to be it. Do you have any other questions? Any other last thoughts?
I just, every time. It's almost like we're watching an old episode of like a home improvement show where, oh gosh, we're not going to get it done before the family comes back. Every time. I don't know if you're sandbagging me, but every time I feel like you say, uh-oh, we have a problem, it's not going to happen. And then I say, oh no, we're going to blow it for the first time ever. And then you know what you do?
Zip zap it.
You reach up and you grab a star and you pull that star down.
And I eat it. It's delicious and all hydrogen.
And then you just make it happen. Yeah. I am so impressed by your gameplay on this.
Thank you.
You're so good.
I'm not that good. There's people that are much better than me.
I didn't say you're the best. I said you're very good.
Well, thank you. I will take that. I feel like I've had enough hours on it. Probably well over, almost probably 2,000 or something. But
that's pretty awesome. Paul Jr.
That's what you need. All right, guys. That's going to be it. Do you want... That we should have done this a while ago.
Just get right up in the business.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm shiny. I don't know if it's sweat from that mission or lotion. Hot. I don't know what it is. I like to moisturize. I'm getting older. I need to keep my wrinkles away.
Everyone needs that. Well, that's gonna do it. Wait, why don't you need it? Do you have a sign off?
I just have that song that I'd like to sing.
But no, you had a sign off one point, like because of
course. For all of you with simple questions or complex ones, I'm Jacob EQ. No pun intended.
What?
Is that like what you had in mind?
That's exactly what I had in mind. Thank you. That's exactly... Yeah, that's perfect.
My pleasure.
Please remember that and never change it. That's going to do it for me. I'm Tim Dodd, the Everyday Astronaut, bringing space down to Earth for everyday people. Bye. I think we all dreamt about going to space when we were kids. But when the space shuttle program ended in 2011, I discovered a void in my life. That emptiness led to a newfound obsession with space. A few years later, I wound up bidding on a Russian spacesuit as a joke. When the box arrived at my doorstep, my friends asked, "What are you going to do with a spacesuit?" The answer? What can't I do with a spacesuit? That's how Everyday Astronaut was born. Since then, the suit hasn't left my side. It's even gone around the world with me. From remote villages in Myanmar, rockets and spaceships, to beautiful fields in Norway. I'm fighting a cow to get a picture right now.
Here I am on vacation in the beautiful Norway with my beautiful boyfriend.
I even proposed to my wife in the suit at Machu Picchu in Peru. These days I work with leaders in the space industry to create fun and inspirational content. I've even been invited to different NASA facilities across the country, all for the sake of sharing my excitement with the world.
Hey there, it's me, Tim Dodd, the Everyday Astronaut. Now, I'm not sure if you're aware, but NASA is doing some incredible things. This is church for us space nerds.
This is where Gene Kranz was sitting when people first got on. This is with permission. I still don't know how. I love that I'm standing on something that says urine bags. This thing's gonna fly like a cat eat. Whatever that means. That dog's gonna have a sore throat by the end of the day, I'll tell you that. Especially once he tries to explain to his friends that he just saw an astronaut flying majestically through the sky for an hour. This thing has officially become the bane of my existence. Everyday Astronaut's mission is to bring space down to Earth for everyday people, to communicate science through humor and imagination, but most importantly, to spark your curiosity, to want to find your place in the cosmos. Join my adventures as I seek to find out why exploring space is important, inspiring, and quite frankly, really, really neat. Show your support by visiting patreon.com/everydayastronaut.